We're going to start with chapter 13. In this chapter, we're going to see we're going to study trigonometry, which deals with measurements of triangles. So we can be measuring triangles. We can measure the size of the triangles. We can measure the angles of the triangles, right? Or any relation in between size and angles. Okay, so that we're going to study today, and we're going to start with the basic definition of what angle is. An angle is determined by a rotation of a ray. You have a ray, rotation of a ray. It's saying you have a ray, and we rotate it. It ends up right there. So this is what is an angle. Okay. Angle, we use a notation. Before we start with notation, the part where it starts is little arrow. We all the time measure angles counterclockwise. So the initial part, when we start measuring, that's the initial part of the angle. Initial side. And that's the terminal side. This one right there is the terminal side of the angle. Okay? So, and this coordinate right here is the vertex of the angle. Okay. So we can have angles in the plane. So we can have angles, for example, going this way, right? We have angles this way or this way. So this can be any angle. But the angles that we're going to study today are in a standard position, which means that you're going to have the coordinate plane. You're going to locate these angles right here. The initial side, for example, if you're talking about this angle, the initial side will be here. This is the initial side, and the terminal side will be right there. But this is in a standard position because the vertex of the angle is the origin. The initial side of the angle is the x-axis. Side is the x-axis, coincide with the x-axis, and the terminal side is whatever it falls. It can be in the first quadrant, second, third, fourth. It can be one of the axes. We're going to see that later. That's what it's called a standard position of the angle. Positive angles, like I told you before, we're going to measure the positive angles starting from the start side, the initial side, and going counterclockwise. That's what it's called a positive angle, going this way. Okay? So, say for example, we have positive angles. So we have, let's say, this one is a positive angle, start right here. This one starts right there, and then let's say here, this is a positive angle, right? The initial side, terminal side. This one ends in the second quadrant. It's a positive angle. Negative angle, example of negative angle, we're gonna have angle. We're gonna have this is the x and y axis, and well, the initial side has to be in the vertex, the origin, and this has to be the initial side. But this one, instead of going counterclockwise, this is gonna be clockwise. Say for example, this is a negative angle. Okay. We also, it's important that in trigonometry we use Greek letters to to label angles. So, for example, this one can be alpha, this one can be beta. Okay, those are Greek letters, A and B in Greek. So coterminal angles is another definition we have to learn. Are two angles that have the same the initial side and same terminal side. So say, for example, let's see, we have one angle ends right here. It starts right there and ends here. This is alpha. And another angle is, that will be, it started right here and ending right there. It's all this. So this is alpha, this is beta. So alpha and beta are coterminal angles.